We up. How y'all doing? Great day, great day, great day. Let's get it started. Black signal went out. Let's see. Okay, we up live on Giami Journey Media on Facebook. Where else we live? I'm up and I'm ready. Oh man, everything is going out. We're a little bit closer today to the time. Give people a little bit of time to get in. Give me a little bit of time to pick my hair. Oh man. Didn't have a show last night. Got home, I was tired. I said, I'm going to bed. Went to bed. Woke up early. My alarm went off. So my first alarm go off at 3, which let me know that I got an hour and a half left to sleep. It went off. Didn't look at the clock. I just sat up. Went straight to the bathroom. Got down. And by the time I got done with everything, it was like 4:30 a.m. I said, well, goddamn, my whole personal clock was off. So I went back and laid back down. So now we up. I'm saying, great day. I know a lot of people are like, damn, I'm confused. Hold on. We didn't have a show last night, and he almost on time today. What's going on? And I'm feeling the same way. Time for a haircut. And it's about time for me to start another fast. The 21-day challenge. At 51. We're going to see if we're going to be able to do it this year. All right, so, but I don't know. I want to wait till after the Malcolm X Festival. Speaking of the Malcolm X Festival, we will be having the Malcolm X Festival May 25th. Headlining will be Eddie Baird and brother Mark Lomax. Keynote speaker will be Mark Lomax. We also going to have some young people doing some things. We still throwing the schedule together, but everything is coming together slowly but surely. And family, I can't wait to see you on 5/25. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what time it is right now, on 5/25. For those that want to help us to do this through giving, your donations, your time, I'm going to put the link up here so you can hit us at paypal.me/GNJ1, or if you use Cash App, you could donate through Yep, family. Let us know. I mean, like I said, and then also for those of you that want to support and be like, kind of get something for what you donate. Because last year I gave the digital book, but a lot of people ain't really like that much, right? Go on and buy a vendor slot. You don't even have to bend. Just say I'm scholarshiping a vendor or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget, bro, we have to present on Malcolm X and we also, we got to present. We are presenting for the Per Ankh on Malcolm X on May 10th. Shouts out to Brother Kwame, who's always keeping me up on what we need to be doing. So we got a presentation on Malcolm X and the spiritual aspect of Malcolm's message, or the spirituality of Malcolm X's life. So that I got to do some research. Oh, God. But that's what we do around these parts, right? So family, I want to welcome you to the place where your hustle build muscle. You are now amongst the congregation of the mighty, and this is Giami Journey Media. I love it when anime is on point. This is the Heart of a Simple production, and this is the Daily Toast. You know what we do. We strive to blow away to blow up your old paradigm.
Mr. Diddy.
Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Or should we say, breathe, then drink. Now grab your glass for that water. Get your picture of that water. Take your picture of that water. Let them pour your water. Drink. Or should I say, live, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water. Move your body and drink some water. Oh, man. Move your body and drink some water. Oh, damn. Move your body. Drink. Or should I say, move, then drink. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Fam, just raise your glass. Drink. Or should I say, raise, toast, then drink. Take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. Breathe, lift, move, toast. Remember, take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Break down. Drink it up. Drink. Lift your glass. Take a breath. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink your water, family. Oh my God. Thank you for joining us this morning, this early morning. I see some of y'all coming in and dropping off, but it is a great Ujima. I want to say great Ujima to each and every last one of you. We are in the countdown time for the Malcolm X Festival. We are keeping our word, and we are building, and we are establishing these cultural stabilizing holidays so that we can go on and have things organized. We are one of those holidays is the market day. Every last Kuumba of the month, we had the Malcolm X Festival. We building up. We are preparing for Kwanzaa already. Family, listen. The only thing that's missing is you. Only thing is missing is your participation, your support, and for those of you that's listening and that are daily toasters already know that y'all got our back. So there will be a text going out to remind people about the Malcolm X Festival, as well as to encourage people to donate and support, because we want to keep all of our activities free. So like I said, we might need to start us a cultural stabilizing holiday fund so we can just have people donating every month. You know what I'm saying? And not only through Giame and the other things that's going on, but through Giame, one of the major things we try to do is make sure that we're able to provide our young people with activities as well as a meal after we get done meeting. And the ones that's been making that happen is you. Those new paying members of Giame, as well as some of you that's been just donating. And then we got people donating time. It's a beautiful thing when you see the process. It could be frustrating sometimes, but it's a beautiful thing when you can see the process. One of the best things that I saw at the last market was Elder Tony came in. That's Elder Tony West, by the way, those that don't know. But Elder Tony came in, and now he sat down at one of the benches. We got a broke table at the school. He came in, he sat down, and he immediately started engaging nation builders and young people in conversations. Immediately. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the market is about. You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all just think it's about coming and just looking at them. No, it's about networking and having discussions. And then he moved from the table to when we set up the chairs in the middle of the floor for the workshops. He moved to that spot, and Brother Kwame came in, and him and Brother Kwame started talking. And that's an elder and almost an elder. An elder nation builder sitting down having a conversation. Then a younger nation builder came in, and they welcomed him into the conversation, and they started talking. And then one of the young warriors came up, and Kwame immediately started engaging him, and that was the high point of the market for me. Yeah, I'm glad that vendors were able to have a place to gather and to show their wares. But I was also happier that elders, nation builders, and warriors were able to engage and get to know each other. This young warrior, and I think it was Kingston, was introduced to Elder Tony, because Kwame ran him through his mathematical paces. Right? So when the young people come up to Kwame always got a question. And the question that Kwame asked him, he said, I'm a number that if you multiply me by myself, I'm 9. And it took him a couple of guesses, but he got it. Right? But it was a crucial lesson, because when Kingston introduced himself, Kwame said, "How I know this, Kingston?" He said, I'm Kingston. What grade you in, Kingston? I'm in 5th grade. 5th grade, Kingston. Okay. Prove to me that you Kingston. Right? And it was a beautiful piece. Right? And I caught it up. You'll see it in the newsletter, or you can see it on the timeline, because I'm going to pull it out and throw a little bit more commentary on the newsletter. The newsletter will be launched in preparation of the Malcolm X Festival as well. Well, we're trying to make it part of the monthly thing, and all those that got their articles in are all of he that got his article in. Thank you very much, because I'm missing some articles, family, and I know some of y'all gonna be listening to this later. Where is my goddamn articles? How about that? Right? All right, so but last night we were supposed to run through a story. I'm gonna read the story so that y'all can think about it, and maybe during the talk and the toast and talk on Kuumba, we could sit down and we could discuss this folktale. Because y'all gotta understand, family, as I'm getting older, it's like I'm going through different phases and I'm adjusting to, because although my body is old, it's new to me, right? You know what I'm saying? My body is new to me. Every day I'm finding out something. I'm finding out I could do this, but I can't quite do this like I used to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, cool, and that's aging, and that's beautiful, and it's something that we don't need to fear, and it's something that we don't need to be in denial about. I'm not in denial of the fact that I'm getting older, right? But like I said, I need some of y'all patience with me, because like the mornings, it's like I can get up because this is part of my ritual. And I try to make the evening shows, a part of my ritual, but sometimes my energy is not up. And if my energy is not up, I know I'm not going to be able to give y'all the show that y'all need, the show that y'all going to want. So I prefer not to do that show, right? Because, because I'm coming with energy. And I know some of the warriors that's going to be calling in, going to be coming in. Warriors and their spirit is going to be coming in with energy. And if my energy is not matching their energy, it's not going to be a good show, right? I'm not going to have the patience that I need, because when Lady J called in, I need a certain amount of patience. You know what I'm saying? And Kwame and Kwesi and who knows who's going to call in during those times. And I want to be at my best, right? Because you deserve me at my best. So I won't present myself if it's not at my best, if I have any say in it, right? Because these shows are sacred to me, right? With the folktale especially I love the show Folktales for Grown Folks. So I want to be able to really do some wisdom minding, and I need you to understand that this stuff is not easy. Right? Boom, we just open the book and boom. Nah, I'm thinking, and I get the folk tales, and I'm dealing with the folk tales all the time, and I'm dealing with the proverbs all the time, and I'm letting them roll around in my head, and I'm like, I'm putting energy into this, right? And like I said, so I want to make sure I'm presenting something to you that's of quality. But the folk tale from yesterday that we're going to probably discuss on the Toast and Talk this weekend: a lion roaming through a forest trod upon a thorn. Soon afterward he came up to a shepherd and fawned upon him, wagging his tail as if to say, I am a suppliant, and seek your aid. The shepherd boldly examined the beast, discovered the thorn, and placing his paw upon his lap, pulled it out. Thus relieved of his pain, the lion returned into the forest. Some time after, the shepherd, being imprisoned on a false accusation, was condemned to be cast to the lions as the punishment for his imputed crime. But when the lion was released from his cage, he recognized the shepherd as the man who healed him, and instead of attacking him, approached and placed his foot upon his lap. The king, as soon as he heard the tale, ordered the lion to be set free again in the forest, and the shepherd to be pardoned and restored to his friends. Now, this is there's several different stories in this book that fit this, or in Aesop's tales that fit this, because there's a whole nother one that is almost exactly like that, but the lesson in it is clear. The lesson in it is a good discussion point from many different angles, and the lesson in here this weekend may set somebody free. So y'all tune in. We're gonna carry on with that. But right now, y'all know we got business to handle with our ancestors. So let's go and get that popping off. All right. So this ambrosia. Now this bottle, right? You see at the bottom, because at first it wasn't like this, but the issue with the ambrosia that I sell, the kombucha or the June that we have here at Gianni Journey, right? Since we make it, it never stops. right? Only when all of the sugar is digested, only when all the sugar is consumed does the process start. So y'all saw, you can see right here that now it's looking kind of muddy because all of the sediment from what the bacteria and yeast was eating on is down here at the bottom, right? So now, and because of the way this bottle is, this ambrosia can breathe. Now, let me show you something else. So this one, because it's been breathing, the process has been able to go on without stopping. So this one has been maturing in a faster faster way, which is good, right? Because it moves towards a acid type. Well, it ain't even an acid type. It's an acid. It moves towards an acid. Moves towards a vinegar, right? And what that vinegar does, it gets into your system, and it helps burn off some of the stuff that you need move, and it helps get the body moving, and it helps the body move towards alkalinity, right? Because the body is pushing that shit out. And of course, if you're gonna have to drink water when you drink it. Now, this ambrosia is blocked off from breathing because I got it in this jar, right? And even though it's blocked off from breathing, you see that the process is happening, and right here it's building up over the top of the cap and finding a way out. But there's a lot of pressure up in here. So let me see if we can get the little sound. Because I usually don't do it in these bottles, but y'all hear it? See, this one gonna come out. Look, if you can look how it's changing. It's ready to come out. So, because of the lack of air, you see that? See it moving? Seal it back up. Alright. And here go a bottle that had a lot of air in it. You can still hear it. You can hear it with a mic. You can hear it. It's still in process, right? So I relieve a little bit of the pressure. I'm about to relieve some pressure on this bottle because it will break. Let it get a little bit of air. Release that top a little bit. And I got the gallon jugs, and I'm about to go release those as well. But we're gonna use the more mature one, cause y'all know I like mine's dirty. And like I said, one of the things that we try to promote here on Geometry Journey is if we're going to be talking about toasting our ancestors and pouring libations to our ancestors and building up the community, we have to be able to take care of ourselves, right? That's why part of the toast is about you, right? It's about our ancestors, but you are your ancestors. So if you're not taking care of you, how can you take care of your ancestors? And I know we all got some type of physical struggles that we're going through, and that's part of the test of what we came down here for. Part of the lessons that we're getting while we're here on this planet, right? And that's cool, right? But we have to the best of our abilities, take care of ourselves so that we can be healthy vessels for our ancestors and be able to hold our pact that we have with our ancestors and the pact that we have with the future generations. So we got to take care of ourselves. So with the toast, those that are new to the toast and those that are old with the toast, I always remind you the reason we do the song at the beginning is because we got to take care of ourselves. Breathing, right? Having a health drink, drinking the water, right? Remember that, because we start our day with the water, and then we cleanse ourselves with the water, and then we use a health drink to toast the ancestors. All right? Brother Kwame say, my Kwame drink is strong, but it is acquiring a taste that is very pleasing to my palate. And it ages with you, right? And one of the things that we have to realize, and when I first started this, what I started recognizing was that there's a symbiotic relationship, right? Because the SCOBY has a symbiotic relationship with the honey and a T and U, right? The SCOBY wants to survive, so the SCOBY, or the microorganisms that are in this drink, are striving to survive. They're striving to live. So what they're doing, they develop a symbiotic relationship with you to where they are striving to give you what you need so that you can stay alive, so that you can continue feeding them. Right? Now, this drink right here is connected to the scobies that I have. Right? And these scobies are constantly, I believe, are constantly adjusting to give me, as well as those people that are buying it, what they need so they could keep on coming back and getting it. Because if they keep coming back and getting it, the scobies continue to get honey and the tea. Because they don't get that naturally in nature. This is a process that requires the aid of an outside source. And we are the outside source. We provide the honey. Honey and water don't naturally come together. Honey, water, and green tea definitely don't naturally come together. This is a process that was created through the cooperation through many different organisms. And we get the final result of that. So family, without any further ado, I lift up my glass to the Creator, by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We lift up our glass and we salute the Creator. Thanking the Creator for our ability to live through this day in its fullness, right? To at least greet the sun. The sun ain't even come up yet, but the birds are chirping. It's going to be a beautiful day. Regardless, right? We lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move to our list of our illustrious, our beautiful, our powerful ancestors. We remember them because we know that health for Africans is being forgotten, and we got to remember that we are all involved in a generational warfare, right? So we got to grab that wisdom and them lessons from our ancestors and move it and integrate it into our lives, right? And move it forward and advance it and come up with new ideas and new theories and test those ideas and make them theories so that we could pass on that information to our children so that they could be more successful. Because we don't have to continue making the same mistakes. We could choose to continue making the same mistakes by not refining our thoughts and refining who we are. Right? So here we go. Toasting the ancestors: Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert and Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley, Georgia William Walton, Christopher Fanny Gatson, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pimenel, Noma X, Pet Mott, Rob Malika Fakour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Burford Ector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulliam, the Luxter brothers, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Johnny Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lewis Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kevin D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Well, Levita Farmer, Agosu Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Johns Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stober, Here to Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Banks, Jermaine Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Uridia Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Moorman, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Darita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Amy World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grass, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinez, Elder Amitette Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Ellen Ohio, Frank Russell Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Peter Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Delimon Aries, Gina Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan, William Walter West, Nigel Perez, Elder Basiji Polani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DePretis Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scantleberry, Wilson Hadley, Alma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Neilon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensenbaugh, Hazel Gatson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stacey Trash, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paul Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Boots Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Dorr, Mina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Cleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Roy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Kate, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Roy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford, Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanella, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Earleton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Jane West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Bond, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Raymond Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Baba Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Bradley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robert Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javon McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekamaha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Louis Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Cooper, George Swan, Edmonia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Eddie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. Where is my black book? There we go. Shouts out to Joella Giles, James Carswell, Alberta Adams, also known as Ancestor, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shane Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damian Top, Westina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joey, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jamonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Kevin Simmons, Sever Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sade Garner, Melvin Scott Sr. Bro, Shamar and Dominique Nichols were in the same class at Indianola Middle School. They were? She's a sister added to that. Yeah. Um, um, who? Dominique Nichols? I didn't know that. Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sade Garner, and Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denise Gorey, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khalid Isin, Nigel Turner, Alberta Woods, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gant, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Audrey Gripper, Dominique Nichols. Is that who you talking about? Yup. You got a great memory because Quasi did throw her down here. Ruth Elaine Johnson and Teresa Sambo. Alright. So we lift up our glass to those ancestors, man, and I get hyped when I'm reading these, man. It's family, the whole toasting piece, and this is the piece that I encourage the family to do. I want you to start experiencing the power of the toast, and if you're not experiencing the power of the toast, don't do it, right? I am energized every morning. No matter how I feel, I get up and I do the toast. I salute our ancestors, and this is lineage therapy. This is therapy, right? We run through our ancestors and we salute our ancestors, and we lift them up, and we remind ourselves that we do come from greatness. We come from people who were resilient in their lives, and regardless of what's going on around them, they showed us love. And the way we return our love is by lifting up and toasting them and remembering their lives and remembering their struggles, right? So that we can move forward in strength and know that that same resilience that they had and that same power that they had, you know what I'm saying, we are now in possession of. All right? She and Shamar ran track for Charlotte, also had them for physical education. Okay. So we lift up our glass, we salute those ancestors. Now, family, where we go from the past or from our ancestors, we move into the present moment. Right now in this present moment, you know where we are? Right? We are on Ujima. I'm asking the family, activate those reticular formations, right? Get them moving, right? Boom. Seek out Ujima. I challenge those daily toasters to, on a daily basis, let's find these principles. Because they out here, right? We know there's a lot of fuckery going on out here. We know there's a lot of lying going on out here. We know there's a lot of deceit going on out here. We know there's a lot of violence going on out here. But you know what else is going on out here? Our principles are in action. And we have to train ourselves to start seeing them and celebrating when we see our principles, so that we can go on and encourage people to continue practicing those principles, or to continue to encourage ourselves to continue practicing the principles. So I want you to turn on your reticular formation, and I want you to hunt down, right? We're going to talk about, as summer comes, we're going to talk about some more of these concepts. We're going to take a little bit more time in the morning to go on and talk about some of these things, because I don't have to kind of rush out. Yeah, I probably will. I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna have some conversations on the side, or toast and talks. Y'all can ask questions during the toast and talk, or you can make comments. However you want to do it, we're gonna build on it. But the whole piece is, get the reticular formation together so that you can start focusing and finding your principles, finding our principles. Not only do I want you to find it, I want you to capture it on film. I want you to capture it digitally. I want you to capture it with MP3, with discussion. I want you to capture pictures and share it on your timeline. And if you don't want to do that on your timeline because you got other stuff on your timeline and you want to use Geometry Journey's timeline to do that, by all means. Because what I want to be able to do is to separate a section in our newsletter where we're able to say during this month, right? During this month, a moja was captured. A moja was cited 250 times, right? In the community by the Geometry Journey tribe, by the family. We was able to have a sighting on a moja 250 times. We saw Ujima posted up this many times, right? And all you gotta do in order to put it up like that is just put the hashtag and the principle. Hashtag Ujima. Hashtag Ujima found. You know what I'm saying? Because family, we got to train ourselves to find the things that we want. We've been trained. It's natural for us to find the things we don't want to find those dangers. But we have to hone our mind and we have to train our mind to find the things that we do want. And that's a task, right? Thrown out in this world with all this madness going on around here, right? So in this moment, we want to lift up our glass and we want to celebrate Ujima, which means collective work and responsibility for those that don't speak the language. Righteousness is the modern principle today. Respect is what we teach the young people, or the M7. Blue is the color. Didn't get my blue. Where's my blue shirt? I see my blue shirt. I just got to get them together, get them ironed. Vibration is the hermetic law today. The male name for the day is Kwaku. Female name is Akua. Now, I don't know if we got a Kwaku or Akua in the fam. Those of you whose days it is, let me know. I want to know. I want to know how many day names we need. We need a set of 2 for each day. A male and a female for each day. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't make the toast on any other day, make the toast on your day, right? I'm a Kwabana, which means I'm a self-determination baby. I'm a Kujichagulia baby. My daughter Gina is a Kujichagulia baby. Sasha is a Ya, which is a Ujima baby, and Cleve is a Kwesi, which is a Amani baby, right? My wife is a Kuumba baby, right? You know, Ama, right? We got Kwame in our house, who is also a Kuumba baby. Tiandra, Kujichagulia, Navita, Kujichagulia. We do have a Kwojo, but I don't know if Kwojo tunes in, but we need a Kwojo and an Ajua representing right here. Come on now. So we lift up our glass. Uh-oh. Miss Cindy John. Oh, also, it's not, is it? Oh, Cindy John, her sister is a Ya. So we have a Ya. But Miss Cindy Johns, what are you? We lift up our glass. Are you don't tell me you a Kujichagulia, baby, because I ain't gonna do nothing but give me more fuel. Don't do that. If you a Kujichagulia, baby, we lift up our glass and we salute this present moment, because in this moment is our power, and on this power we will lay a foundation, right? So that our children could build their monuments to greatness. And we salute and we say Ashe. From there, family, what do we have? We move on from here. You know what? I'm going to tell you where we're going. We're going right now to the future. Our children's children, onto infinity. We have already pledged. We got a pact. We talked about that earlier. And we toast our children and let them know that we're keeping that pact. And we also toasting our children in advance so that when it's our time to be toasted, our names will never be forgotten. They'll be on a long list like this, and somebody somewhere will be reading our names every morning. Lift up our glass, and we say, Ashe. From there, we move to all of our relations, and we toast, and we say, Ashe. From all of our relations, it's that selfish toast. It's on you right here. This is you. Get your energy. What did you need? What do you need right now in this moment to become the best you that you could be on this day? We lift up our glass and we say Ashe. From there, family, I toast the most magnificent, powerful, uplifting, inspiring, strong, and the wisest individual in the room. Don't be looking around. It's you. Lift up my glass to you and we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Oh. See now, this is what I'm going to do. This summer, my goal is to brew, because since we got the monthly market going, I got more people purchasing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get me some official champagne bottles. I'm going to start putting the years on them, and I'm going to start stacking champagne bottles of that ambrosia, allow it to age, because like I got some bottles upstairs. I got 2 bottles upstairs that have been around for about this going on 3, possibly 4 years now, right? Just ordinary bottles, but I need fancy bottles so that when we as a family have those special events, we could pop the cork. Y'all know how, because you know how the pressure builds up, and if I got the right top on there, poof, right? And we might not even, we get the shower, or we might just get the smoke coming out. I love that, man. All right, so family, I am going to talk to you later. Of course, those going to be pricey, because I'm talking about, like, I'm 51 now. I want to be able to pop one when I'm 71. Be like, this one was done in 2019. It's a 2019 ambrosia, right? Yeah, that sounds good, right? And then have, but there's a whole story behind all that too. I got to write the story. Got to write it out. So, but family, this is Brother Tim. I'm out. My computer going crazy because they want me to update some stuff, but I'm figuring since I only use Chrome, I should be cool. But I am out. Y'all have a great day. Peace.